No.
Nope.
Stop. It's remind me of it's like Wayne's World where they're like, he's like 5, 4. Wayne, Garth, we can see your mouths moving. That's us. We're like,
Yeah.
Hi everybody, we are the NAT30s. Sorry for the audio lag. It's gonna fix itself as we go. It's Skype and the NDI source, and tonight it's pretty bad for some reason. I'm double checking. I have nothing else open that would cause it. But anyway, we are the NAT30s, and this is the Bums of Greenest do Tyranny of Dragons campaign. I did want to start.
Bring on the NAT30s. Like, I just got a mug of ale. Another
episode. No.
I did want to start off on a sad note. Sorry, I'm going to start off sad just because I'm really bummed out, and you're going to be able to tell tonight. But we have officially lost 2 of our players for the campaign. It might be temporary, but they have requested to step aside. Just real life is too much, and the game also was just kind of adding to it, given the inability to come to every session.
Is it officially both of them, or we just know one for sure and just assume the other?
I know one well enough. I know both of them well enough to know that it is both of them. So, Lauren and Rachel are going to step aside. Fingers crossed that when we get into the compound studio and playing the game is actually like an escape from your house and life and everything that goes along with it, maybe they will return. That will be addressing the exit of their characters at the end of this session. I've got it all planned out, so they will not be killed off or anything like that.
That was a specific request.
Yes, so they have requested to have their characters move on from the story. So we are just going to continue with the rest of the bums. So we'll continue that tonight.
It's so sad. We've lost our blondes.
Yeah.
Like, I think Roy needs to wear a wig.
I was gonna say, Arik could always wear a long, voluptuous blonde wig. He'll do the little Marilyn Monroe with like a kilt or something, you know, like.
I say we all do that. If they
I
come
still have
back,
my Zan wig.
Oh yeah, Zan.
If they come back and we play in person, like wherever we meet them, if we meet them at the studio or we meet them here or whatever, we all show up wearing blonde wigs.
Oh, yeah, that'd be hilarious. I'm down.
I do have a feeling, like I said before we went live, though, that got a feeling that it's not goodbye. It's just we'll see you
later.
A little later down the road. That's all.
I hope so.
Got a real strong feeling. You can't stay away from this long. Look, come on, we're awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, who could stay away? Any one of us could drop off for a little bit, but could you look deep within yourself? Could you really stay away from all of us forever?
I mean, I can't because I'm the DM, but.
Because we'll find you. We'll all be like clawing outside your windows.
Outside
and
the door, like, we want D&D.
Can I roll a save? Come on. Just knocking on the windows.
So
saving throw.
I think it'd be comically bad blonde wigs.
Yes, really
hard. I want like a uncommonly good wig. I want
each different hairstyle.
I want to get like a Sia one.
Farrah Fawcett.
Like Sia.
I'll weave it into my beard, so I have a blonde extension in my beard.
Half brown.
I mean, I have an unfair advantage.
On Sesame Street, and I'm like,
my wife does wigs, so.
Yeah, Sia.
So I think we should probably start with our Compound Network partner.
Oh yeah, we have a show to do, don't we?
Good segue, yeah.
Our new sponsors, wigs and stuff.
Yeah. Today's episode brought to you by Blonde Wigs.
So we are partners with the Compound Network, which is a collaborative of South Coast Massachusetts creatives, including 3D printers, mini painters, and gamers like ourselves, who are working together to boost each other's art and creations. And I don't have Twitch up whatsoever, but I know that we have the Brush Republic, and that's what I know. Fusion Forge 3D printing. We also have them. Tabletop clockwise, counterclockwise.
And of course, the compound
games.
themselves.
And of course, compound, obviously, the compound. I mean, who could forget the compound? That's unforgettable.
Compound goes without saying.
I mean, I don't even have to say the compound in the chat, but if I did do that...
I already did it.
Compound network assembled.
What would happen?
I know, right? I thought the same thing.
What would happen? Nothing would happen.
I already did it. Did it. That's why.
On cooldown.
Fine. Okay.
See, it's too hot. The compound is too hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot. What did I miss?
Tabletop games.
Too hot to hold.
I said tabletop games.
Oh, I thought that was the last one that you would do.
Clockwise. I said Fusion Forge. I said Morel 3D prints.
Bam. We're all a little
and the Fresh Republic. Did I get them all?
Yep.
Did I memorize them? Wow, I'm good. Speaking of tabletop games.
Yeah, speaking of tabletop games, we've got 3 awesome stores that we're affiliated with. We do a little something called Word of the Week. Word of the Week this week was the puns from A. Falcone last session on Tuesday. Orgasm.
Yeah.
They were.
You know, I think I just need to make a shirt of that, and it's just simple,
Yeah,
just
really
simple
should.
words of orgasm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Just,
hold on.
you know.
Sorry, 1 second. Compound. What are you saying? Big's exclusive book. Sorry,
Leagues,
go ahead.
maybe?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can keep going because it'll take a second for them to.
Give it away.
So if any of our locals want to head to one of the 3 stores that are affiliated with us, they're all awesome. There's the Armory in Fairhaven, Tabletop Games in Westport, and Twilight Comics, in New Bedford. If you go to any of these 3 stores, we encourage you guys to visit all 3 if possible. Go to the front desk. They'll have a little can with our pretty little faces on it. Write Orgasm. Thank you, A. Falcone, once again. On a little card, drop it in. You get entered in for a chance to win a $10 gift card. Like I said, you can go to 1, 2, or all 3, and you can triple your chances at winning. You could possibly win $30 worth of gift cards. It's pretty badass. Once again, that's the Armory in Fairhaven, Tabletop Games in Westport, and Twilight Comics in New Bedford. But if you want to support us a little bit more directly, if you like what we do, Pat, where are you? And I'll go this. I'll throw it to you. And you can tell them all about our super cool, awesome Patreon.
Yes, we have a Patreon. So benefits of, besides just helping our stream, every Patreon member, everything goes right back into our stream. And what you get for joining our Patreon is a bunch of behind the scenes look to DM prep notes, character backstories, different lore. I know there's a lot of things that everyone's been working on behind the scenes that's Patreon exclusives. If you want to go a little deeper into the story, find out, some more backstories to the characters or places that they're from. Right now, we have 3 tiers available on our Patreon, a $1 tier, a $2.50 tier, and we had a limited number of $5 tier places where in the $5 tier you'll actually get, if I point the right direction off to the side right underneath our lovely DM, you could have your own graphic right there during the stream. And I think it's official as of now, Izzy? We have opened up an additional 3 spots on the $5 tier because our amazing friends over at the compound snatched up 3 of them before anyone else could get them. So we decided to extend out another 3 $5 tier spots for anyone who wants to help support our stream. And if you want to support our stream in other ways, you can become a walking advertisement for us. And why don't I hand it up to Cuba to tell you about our merch.
I like how we can, Annie can drop it down, I can throw it to the left, Pat can throw it up. We make a circle.
It goes full circle. Check that out,
Give
guys.
the people what they want. Yes.
Almost like Izzy knew.
Rolling advertisement. Like, this wonderful Brew
All
Bottle
right.
Tavern shirt.
Fit check, everybody. What's up? Who's wearing what? Is it just me and
you.
is this me and Pat? I'm sorry, me and Cuba. Is that Cobra Kai?
Cobra
All
Kai.
right. All right.
Yeah, it
Nice.
is.
You get a pat.
That's
You get
not
a
one of
pass.
ours.
That's right.
I've got Be a D&D on tonight, so
Okay.
That's
I got my
definitely.
Celtics gear on, sorry.
I was wearing one of their shirts the other day.
Oh.
Very nice. Yes, so check out our TeePublic for all these fine shirts. So, well, at least these two fine shirts, not the Cobra Kai or the Celtics or the B&D&D, but there is other means to get the B&D&D. But also the sales on the TeePublic. Did anybody buy anything on sale last week? No, you didn't. McCheese, I say McCheese. Cheese cat. It's just, sorry, it's like
The
McCheese.
McCheese.
I'm dyslexic as fuck. But I know she bought a couple of leaving a message. I think maybe a shirt and a sticker, and but not when it was on sale. Buy it when it's on sale. You save some money. But anyways, there is another sale this week, and it is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. So check out our shop then, so you can save a couple of shillings, so a couple of gold, silver pieces on some merch. And yes, I'm gonna have orgasm shirt on there, at least by Monday. By Monday.
people are waiting for Jiggle Shrimp.
Okay. You know what? Tomorrow. It's gonna be rainy and cold and shitty.
I want to
I'm
see some.
not gonna be
freaking
outside
Jiggle
doing
Shrimp, I'm just saying.
anything, so I'm gonna
I mean,
sit
you guys
down.
have hyped
Jiggle
the
shrimp.
shit out of Jiggle Shrimp for
So
weeks now.
I'm gonna draw a Jiggle Shrimp, and
Give
I'm
the
gonna draw.
people what they want.
Literally-
I have a bunch of shit on my list.
I want Jiggle Shrimp.
I literally was coming up with tomorrow. I have time set aside to fully flesh out the legend and lore of the Jiggle Shrimp Tavern. so yeah, we'll collaborate on that.
If you want to also, real quick, not plugging us, but plugging friends of ours. If you want to see something fun that I drew, go to Could Have Been Heroes Instagram page, and they have a picture up of a character that a monster that their characters fought this past episode, this last week, and it was called a muck mud turtle. And listen to the episode, listen to the podcast, because they're awesome and fucking hilarious, especially this past episode. But go ahead, go to their Instagram page and just take a look at that turtle, because it's fucking hilarious, especially once you get it. If you haven't listened to the episode, just look at it. You might get it, but listen to the episode, you'll definitely get it. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So tonight, giveaways. We have a ton of giveaways. A ton meaning 3, which is a ton for us.
That's a fucking lot.
It's a lot of giveaways, and we have a third one. Thank you to the compound just now, who has offered to give a special Tyranny of Dragons exclusive book to a one of our viewers tonight. So thank you so much, as always, for your support, the compound. And I should do a shout out, because then people will see. But so tonight, second, we have several giveaways. First of all, we've got the Compound Network, who just provided us with the Tyranny of Dragons. Secondly, we have our returning sponsor, Bia D&D, who is giving away one of their t-shirts in any design that you of your choice. So I'm going to put this in here in chat, and then you can check that one out and go take a look at their merch on their store and get an idea for what you would want if you were to be one of the winners. And then thirdly, we have a friend who just launched a Kickstarter, and it is True Black Forge, and the Kickstarter is for some iron and brass
Those
coins.
are so fucking cool.
They
Those
are
are so-
amazing. They're beautifully done.
Yeah.
Not only are they these iron and brass coins, but they have an entire history and a world called Dalmir that is built around them. There's history behind each coin and why they have the stamps that they have. There's maps that go along with it. It is just fantastic. And I've seen the artwork that Arthur, who is the husband in the husband and wife team, that he has done, and he's just very, very talented. So tonight both of them are very talented. I don't want to say just one of the two is talented. I'm just thinking of the paintings of the True Black tarot cards that I've seen. I want to backtracking on this just to make sure I give both credit. But they are giving away one bag full of coins tonight as well in celebration of launching the Kickstarter. So what we are going to do basically is kind of open up our giveaway here, and the word that you're going to want to type in is #orgasm, and we're going to just choose 3 winners about the midway point tonight. When we're getting close to the midway point, somebody will remind me that we need to take a break, and and then when we come back from the break, we will do the giveaway. So just be sure to type #ORCASM to enter into the giveaways, and be sure to check out the True Black Kickstarter. Sorry, words.
Do we know how many coins come in a bag?
55, actually. I'm looking at it right now.
There you go.
55.
Each bag of coins from True Black Forge comes with 55 coins and 8 glass gems.
There you go.
Fucking A.
Yeah. So you
Packed
get
in
a full.
black
You get a full bag. So, and I believe, if I am not mistaken, we are going to be doing this this Saturday, next Saturday, and the next Saturday, and then their Kickstarter will be over. So
Hot
definitely get in on that. Basically, go ahead.
So, I love dressing up for cons or when we go to King Richard's Fair and all that, but I've never been a LARPer. This is the kind of thing, watching the Kickstarter and all that stuff, and looking at all this. This wants me to get it, just so we could I want us to use this. Granted, are we going to be able to have 1,000 gold coins worth of currency to give the DM at a shop and all that? No, but God, I want it. I want it so bad. When you read through their site, it talks about just the process they go through, what they're made out of, and it says that means they feel, sound, and smell like real coins. Then later on, that's right, we smell them. That's how deep these guys go, is that they're gonna smell it. It's gonna smell like
no, that's good quality control, because that'd be one of the first things that I do when I get hands on these. I'd be like, oh, huh.
Yeah, I'd bite them down. You want to see if it dents a little bit, Sorry, DM. I didn't mean to.
Chocolate on the inside.
No.
It's just really, really I want a bag of them. I'm gonna probably end up getting a bag just to have them. I don't need them. We're not gonna be using them, but I want one just to fucking have one. That's how cool they look.
Yeah.
Just so I can come to the game and be like, you know what, DM, slap, give me this sword or whatever.
Just Eric throwing his gold piece everywhere.
Oh, Izzy, not to be undone, is gonna be like, oh, okay, and she's gonna reach down underneath our table and be like, here's the sword, and just drop an actual sword on the fucking table.
Das, side 49. You don't have to do that.
Oh,
I could
don't do that.
You should have them. If you win, you should keep them. Hey, Rod, nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Das. Sorry, everybody. Nice to see everybody. It's there's been a lot of talking about all the giveaways that we have tonight. And then also as a follow-up, I am playing in an ongoing charity campaign called Jinkies Candlekeep Mysteries. It's over at Wesselhausen's stream. It's on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You're going to see the card that shows up down below, and you should head over to Wesselhausen's stream and definitely follow so that you can get the notification for when we go live. We've done one so far, so we'll be playing all the way through July. And each session is sponsored by D&D Beyond. So there is a D&D Beyond giveaway for every Monday night. So definitely come by and check it out. We have raised $330 out of our $5,000 goal for the 4-month-long campaign. So we're on to a really great start. And I am proud to be part of it. The charity that we are raising money for is glisten.org. I have a little thingy for the Jinkies, and you should hop over and give us a follow. So, is there anything else I'm forgetting that I usually say? I feel like there's one thing. Oh,
I just remembered something.
Okay.
And I don't think we're set up for it tonight, so maybe we can try to do it on Tuesday. But I believe someone got a Micaiah Serenade on last Tuesday.
Yes, I totally forgot about it.
If you missed the beginning of this, we've lost 2 of our players, so we're still mentally recovering from this loss. Not knowing they're alive in real life.
No, they're alive. We just lost 2 of them from the campaign.
I mean, I can do it if you want.
And that's entirely up to you. We can wait and do it Tuesday if you want, like, more preparation.
You mean next Saturday?
Whatever the people want.
Saturday, Tuesday, whatever.
Micaiah only appears on Saturday.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Although
Yeah,
I'd love to hear a song from Elar. That would be a sight to see.
The world is a vampire.
I was thinking more like, "Hello, darkness, my old
Yes,
friend."
that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I did forget our monthly giveaway, because there's so many giveaways tonight. Our monthly giveaway is an amazing, one-of-a-kind 8-piece dice set, handmade by Normal Human Dice, who are out of Arlington, Massachusetts, and the winner gets to choose the ink color for the dice, for the numbers. So that will be also showing up in the cards below. So just keep an eye out for that, and you use your channel points, and you can brawl and battle in the chat to get an extra ticket, which I will type in now so that you know how to do it. But you use your channel points to enter the monthly giveaway, which is one of the options for the channel points. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do our intro and then get us started.
Go!
Alright, so, when we last left the Bums of Greenest, you had all attended a council session in the city of Waterdeep, where the leaders of many of the major cities across the Sword Coast were gathered to discuss the uprising of the cult of the Dragon Queen, or the Queen's Consort, as they are attempting to rebrand themselves. And you were the guests of honor. in a sense. You were greeted by Leosin, who led you to the front hall of the Waterdeep Palace, and then were escorted in to the, I don't know what you'd call this, into the council chamber, essentially, by Onthar Froom of the Order of the Gauntlet, who you had met back in El Turel with Leosin, and who had originally sent you along on your way to go find information in order to convince the other lords and ladies to join the cause, and to convince them that the cult was actually a threat. During the council session, you were able to hear arguments and concerns from each of the different factions: the Lord's Alliance, the Emerald Enclave, the Harpers, the Order of the Gauntlet, and some others. And Avedon ate some of the cake that was there. I mean, why are you going to put cake out and not have anybody eat that cake? Causing a little bit of a stir within the council chambers as she tried to extend the invitation out to everybody. But you were provided with more information on where Varum the White Worm Speaker has been last seen, and also given information about a mysterious item called the Drakehorn, which you had actually heard of from a letter written by Asbara Jos to an associate of his, and you had found it within the Skyreach Castle. And it appears to be something quite important that the council would like for someone to investigate. You were asked to make a decision, but did not feel that you had enough information to do so, and so Romalia Haventree, the representative from the Harpers, whose husband had been actually murdered fairly recently by the Cult of the Dragon within the walls of Waterdeep, offered to walk you to a manor that she was gifting you and fill you in on the information that she knew about the Drakehorn and Varum the White, so that you could make a proper decision about which way to go. So we rejoin the Bums of Greenest as you are exiting the hall or the council chamber. Just as a reminder, as you all exited, everyone stopped as a figure appeared in the doorway of the chamber. Silvery, white hair, feminine figure wearing a black hooded cloak, with silver eyes and a light pale skin and pointed ears, who asked to speak to Lord Neverember of Neverwinter. And in doing so, everybody kind of shuffled out around this individual as they stepped forward to begin their talk with Lord Neverember, and the doors closed behind you. So you find yourselves out in the hallway, we'll say, of Waterdeep Palace chambers. There are still lords and ladies and other nobles all around, and Onthar Froom, you can see most of the members kind of respectfully nod to each other, the ones that were in the room, and others, they all kind of head in varying directions. And Onthar Froom of the Order of the Gauntlet, he's wearing his very finely polished armor. His bald head is kind of shining just as much as the armor is, and he looks like he's been sweating a little bit. He comes over, he's like stroking his beard, and Romalia Haventree comes over as well. Elven woman, pointed ears, light skin, her dark hair. She's wearing actually the colors of the Harpers, which are blue and silver, and you can see she's got this long skirt on that has almost like strings of silver that come down and flow, kind of like the strings of a harp. And Onthar comes up to you all, and he's got this like nervous smile on his face as other members kind of nod and look at you and then kind of head out. And he says, "Well, that could have gone better, but it could have gone much, much worse. You! And he points at Abaddon, who's just like, he's like, you are a bold one, indeed. And as for the rest of you, well, I'm heading to the Grinning Lion to get myself right shit-faced. You're in good hands with Remy. I'm sure you'll inform us of their decision after you've provided the details. Time is of the essence, so don't dally. And he kind of looks at all of you and he's like, and he heads off, and Ramalia...
I got that look from so many teachers back in the day. Not the getting shit-faced part, but the, you fucking fuck.
So Ramalia steps...
Bet you deserved it too.
I always deserve it. I was a fucking mouth off.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. Ramalia steps forward, and she has a kind of smirk on her face as she looks at Abaddon, and Abaddon again. She looks at everyone. She's like, why would you have cake if you're not going to eat it? What's the point of having cake? And then you can see her like kind of talk. She's like, I know, right? She's like talking again to her friend Bob. So Ramalia smiles a little bit. She kind of looks at Abaddon like she's a little bit nuts, and then looks at all of you. She's like, so, let's be off, shall we?
I lead the way.
So you head through the halls of Waterdeep Palace and back out the way.
Real quick before everybody departed, the dude that everybody got pissed off at, that like he was like what, a double agent or something? Like, I don't remember exactly his deal, but everybody got annoyed at him. Like, was he shunned by everybody? Like, whenever they left the room, and like, did he go in opposite direction or?
Make a perception check.
All right. Perception, where you at?
So with a 19, so as you guys are all turning to head out,
Cuba, you have your dice rolls private still.
Oh, we need to remember to switch this every week.
Use a post-it. That's what I do. It's my whole laptop is littered with them. I have one that I don't even know what it means.
That means, Liz, you need to make yours private.
Yeah. So as you are walking, or not, you kind of turn to pay attention, and you can see the individual whose name I forgot because there were 10 of them. It was shit.
Fucking Lauren is our like master note keeper and the keeper of like the bag of holding. Fuck.
Well, somebody else is gonna have to take the bag of holding.
So I was gonna say which one of us yokels is gonna be the one to be in charge of that now.
Obviously you. Are you serious?
I was gonna say
you're the only responsible one of all of us.
What are you talking about? I'm
Are you
perfectly
kidding? Is that even a
responsible.
question?
Arik's got no problem
than all of you.
Like,
I just want to remind
I'm gonna
everyone
be honest
you
and
want
say I don't know why Zan wasn't carrying it in the first place.
you guys want the guy who has no concept of money
Yes.
with the bag of holding. Just throwing that out there.
I think
Yes,
Arik should
you're more
carry it.
responsible than any of us.
I think Arik should carry it because he probably has the
Okay, the strength.
strongest-
That's fine.
like
It never
innate-
weighs
Zan-
more than
Zan
15
made
pounds.
it.
Yeah, it never weighs more than 15 pounds. But they're still with you. They're still with you at the moment. So,
I was gonna say, Arik will carry it if somebody else wants to keep track of what's in it.
No, that's it.
He wants
Zan
the
is
responsibility without the accountability. I see how it is.
Exactly.
Zan is gonna do that, right?
so
Right,
Erdnot,
Zan?
you look
Okay.
over and you're paying attention as you see the man, Sir Istival was his name. He has this like dark, beautifully ornate plate armor with this purple cloak that was hanging over, and as he walks out you can see that he is limping, like pretty noticeably he's limping. and you see Onthar Frum kind of hang back a little bit, and then the two of them meet up, and Onthar, slaps him on the back, and then they walk out together. So while everyone else seems to have not really met up with him, Onthar does not appear to have a problem, but they go off ahead of you all. You can see them chatting with each other.
Was that the gentleman from, did you say Coromir, I think is where he said he was from?
Yeah, so he's technically from Daggerford, but he revealed that Coromir had sent him to spy, basically.
Okay.
Spy on
The council.
his council. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I just forgot. I wasn't sure anymore.
I that slipped right by me. I think last time I was so tired, I don't even think I picked up on it. So it's good to know.
So as you all walk through the streets, you exit the palace, and you enter the open area, heading out into the city itself. It is pretty cold today. It's actually a colder day than has been normal. You do notice as you are walking through the streets of Waterdeep that there still seems to be like a sense of unease among certain people as you're looking around. The average person seems to be fine, but you can see other people, there's just this like skittishness. You can see some of the animals, just like cats and dogs, there's just a little bit of something's not right. And Ramalia turns to you all as she's walking, and you see her. She actually reaches down. She's like, "Oh, so glad to be out of that," and she unties the skirt that she was wearing and pulls that off and kind of puts it over as a cloak. And you can see that she's wearing these pants instead of a skirt. There's pants underneath the skirt.
A woman in trousers? What is this?
Her ankle might even be exposed. And as I mentioned, it is cold, but she puts that on. She's like, much better. So off to NarrowCreek Manor we go. It is in the North Ward, so a bit of a walk, but I thought it was better to walk the distance instead of trying to take a carriage and splitting the party into multiple carriages. We should be chatting openly about what is to come next. Oh, there's Graham.
Graham already.
We appreciate this, lady. But why the generosity, I must ask?
So she looks over at you, looks down at you, or not, and she says, generosity, my good friend. I would turn that question back to you. Why have you chosen to take this on? If there's anything that I can do to make your work easier, then of course I will do it. And honestly, I don't need a second or third home, and it's not being used, so it's best if you have a place you can rest within the city, and I have the means to provide that to you. So it's almost the least the council can do to ensure that you are in the best of health and have a place that you can return and train and have a warm meal.
You are too kind.
It's nothing. I promise.
Were you gonna say something, Mr. Firesong? Or
I was, but you had already spoken, so it's okay. The moment's gone. It's not a big deal. That's a tough thing over the whatchamacallit, where it's like you want to jump in, but you know someone's gonna say something, so it's like, but it's okay.
I just talk. I don't care. I just
No big deal.
fucking do it.
He has no internet etiquette. So you guys continue through the streets, heading northward, and actually pulling up. I can show you exactly where your new place will be. In the North Ward. So up here is your new digs. So as you're walking, it is quite a distance from the main castle there. So you head through, and Ramalia is at your disposal as she's walking through. Any questions for her?
So we started over here by the castle ward, or Waterdeep Castle, right?
Yep.
Here by the A, right?
Yeah.
Or the B. It's a B, I think. Sorry, my eyes are
B
turned.
for bums.
Romolia, we understand that the masks are incredibly important to the cult. This Drake horn, we have heard of it before. Do we know what this horn can do? Is it more powerful than one of the masks?
So she looks at you, Zan, and she nods, and she says, we know very little of the Drake horn, but its significance in this war cannot be understated. It's a horn that summons dragons. Non-dragon races cannot hear it, but we can all feel it.
So is that what causes the strange goings on, the strangeness that happened like earlier today? The people in the street stopped and...
We believe so. Its signal is very dire indeed, and we need to find out where it is.
Are dragons compelled to follow it, or simply just hear it?
That is unknown. However, it could be a little of both. What we do know is that the Sea of Moving Ice was the last known location of it. No one can pinpoint its present location from the sound, or even verify with certainty that the relic is still in the Northern Sea, but the search must start there. The one person who could tell us more is a tiefling sorcerer called Macath the Crimson. You may have heard this name, as I believe Zan shared some of this information.
Didn't
Yes.
you find a document or some sort?
That's in the note from Aspara Jos. So it seems the wizards were looking for the Drake horn. Who knows if they've already found it?
If they had found it, we would likely know. No one alive knows more about the Drakehorn than Macath, but the Arcane Brotherhood, of which she is also a member, hasn't seen her for 3 years. She was investigating the Sea of Moving Ice when she disappeared, and your message confirmed this for us further, Zan. As you stated, you'd found that letter from the Red Wizards. I believe that the cult has found the Drakehorn. I don't know if the Red Wizards themselves have, or what linkage they may have to using it, but the fact that we all felt it today does not bode well.
This arcane brotherhood you speak of, excuse me, lady, but I'm not originally from this land. Are they allies of sorts with the council, or what do you know of them?
Well, they are more neutral. It would be wonderful if we could make them allies, as they are powerful sorcerers, spellcasters. But that could prove very difficult. If we were to find the whereabouts of Macath the Crimson, that may be of some help in getting them on our side. They are not friends with the Cult of the Dragon, I can assure you of that. But it would be more valuable to have them as our active allies than as a neutral party up in the north.
The information that the council received on Varum the White, it said he liberated or saved a city. Can this be confirmed?
Well, from what we understand, he may have liberated or saved, but it seems to have been for his own purposes. It was definitely not an altruistic move. I've spent considerable time in Harper Resources to find the White Worm Speaker. I would be lying if I stated that I did not care which path you chose to start. I believe that time is of the essence when it comes to obtaining the White Mask, and the Drakehorn is a threat. Please don't misunderstand me, but we have more information about the potential location of the mask than we do of the Drakehorn. If I could convince you to take care of Varum first, the council has placed a lot of trust in you, so I believe the research of the Drakehorn would be your next task. And as mentioned, Varum was seen last at the Boriskir Bridge, and why he's there, we don't know for sure, but my agents have stated that they believe that he has lost the White Mask. And this presents an opportunity for us that I believe we should take, and I don't want to squander it.
So time is of the essence.
I believe so. That if he is
One-
searching, then
When is time not of the essence, Zen? Always seems to be with us.
That's very true.
So
Well-
as you're walking through the city streets, you no, that's not gonna happen. You see again animals kind of running across. Vidania at a certain point, she's just kind of rubbing her back, and Abaddon looks over, and you see her step up to Ramalia, and she's like, "But we need to take care of the Drakehorn for her sake." And Ramalia looks over at Vidania, she sees her move her hand away from her back, and Vidania's like, I'm fine. And she gives her a little bit of, like, the side eye. And she steps closer to Vidania and speaks more quietly, but you're all kind of in this group listening to what she's saying, and she says, "You are the one with the twin sister in the cult, correct? And you are not a spy? We've heard that your sister has been quite successful." And Vidania just like looks her right in the eyes and is like, "I am not a spy."
I'ma cut you, bitch.
Right? Like she's just gonna spy.
Is she a fembot? Daggers just lifts her shirt and daggers just start shooting out.
Well, I mean, if anything was gonna shoot out for her, it would be little mini arrows, tiny.
So Ramalia looks over at you, Zan. Not saying anything, she just looks at you.
Zan will use his quiver and say to her, "I trust her. She's had multiple opportunities to turn face. She's even come across her sister to try and convince her to leave. But she is trusted, and she wants to stop the cult as much as the rest of us."
So you see Ramalia look, as you begin to speak, she just kind of turns her eyes and looks again at Vidania, and the two of them are just kind of looking at each other silently, and you've stopped walking at this point. They're just kind of looking, and then Ramalia just kind of nods slightly and then continues walking down the street with you all. The moment of awkwardness passes.
What's her bum look like, though?
Oh shit, her bum.
Like, I didn't know how to like bring that in without sounding like a complete.
I forgot all about it.
So instead, I just like leaned into it and was like, "Yeah, but what about her bum?"
Somebody who's brand new to this just starts watching, going,
What
"What is
about her
up with
bum?
these perverts?"
Bums and orgasms and what?
Bums and orgasms. Oh my.
So, actually, let me do. Let's see. So as you're walking through the streets, all of a sudden, right in front of you, this group of drunken halflings just kind of stumble out. It is like, what time would it be? It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. They stumble out of this tavern in front of you. There's probably about 4 or 5 of them, and they're already laughing, totally shit-faced, early morning, day drinking, and one of them pushes another one. They're just joshing each other. Jocelyn? Is that a word?
Jostling.
Jostling.
Yeah, like
Jostling.
jostling back and forth.
Jostling.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn,
One of
I
my
think.
coworkers is named Jocelyn, and it threw me off for a second. So, and one of them pushes to the ground, and this male halfling stumbles out and falls face first onto the ground right in front. His face like smacks onto the stone that you're walking on, and he like lifts his head up. You could hear all the other halflings are laughing, and there's like blood pouring down his face, and he starts laughing on the ground. And as he is kind of face down, you look and you can see that he has a little tear in his pants. And as you're looking, unfortunately, Romalia just kind of like, she stops because it's all right in front of you all, and she's not the kind of person that would be like, oh my. She's just like, ugh. And she looks down, and you all get a glimpse of just like the hairiest little halfling ass. It's like as hairy as his feet that you can see. These little brown curls that are sticking up out of the pants. It's really hard to tell even the shape of his actual ass because there's just so much hair sticking out of the little tear across the backside of the pants. And his friends,
Like he's hiding a poodle in his pants.
his friends are just laughing, and one of them's like, "We can see the poodle in your pants."
Poodle pants.
Poodle pants. And then you hear him and he goes, "Poodle pants," and he just laughs, and he's like, "Poodle pants," as the blood is like flowing into his mouth, and he spits out the word, and Romalia just kind of like looks at you all and just like steps over the halfling as he puts his face back down on the pavement, and all the other halflings are laughing as you just continue on past this little group of drunken hobbits.
Zen, without skipping a beat, will just go, "You have a lovely city here."
I agree.
Halflings were always good for business.
I do agree, indeed, with that sentiment. Waterdeep is full of culture, and Waterdavians are quite unique.
I think we'll fit right in with them.
So as you continue on, she actually turns to you, Zan, while you guys are walking, and she says, "So when we get to the NarrowCreek Manor, I assume, as I believe I heard, that you have a way of communicating with the giant who transported you outside of the city of Baldur's Gate. Is that correct?"
Yes, he gave us a communication scroll. He is awaiting for where to drop the dragon's hoard of loot. He does not want it. He doesn't want any part in this, though he is not friends with the cult or the dragon, if he could be persuaded under the right circumstances, but it won't be just because we ask him to.
Well, I would ask when we reach the manor that you reach out to him, preferably while I am there. I may not be able to hear what he says, but I would like to know the status of all of the goods that have been raided and looted and stolen from several cities
And there was much
and
rejoicing.
towns and hamlets throughout the Sword Coast. You all may not have heard, as I know you've been quite busy, but so has the cult. And they have been taking the opportunity, as they did in Greenest, to attack small towns, and are becoming more and more bold, as evidenced by their attack on my husband within these very city walls. Less than 2 weeks ago. So they are growing. They're growing in number. They are growing in resources, and it's very important that we understand where the money, where the hoard that would be given to their queen has been taken. The council was not too keen to hear that it was gone, as we discussed while you all were waiting. But we cannot change it. We just would like to get it back.
If I may
Believe us.
ask, milady, what were the circumstances of your husband's murder? Was he close to exposing them in the city? Why would they be so brazen to attack him in such a manner?
It's a good question. My husband was a masked lord of Waterdeep. Waterdeep has an open lord and then several masked lords who preside over judgments and decisions. And their identities are kept secret for many reasons, not the least of which is their safety. And it seems that the cult decided to send a message. They attacked him openly in the streets of Waterdeep. They defiled his body. And at this point, you see she gets very quiet and her jaw is just kind of clenching, and then she just looks forward and seems to kind of be done talking about the circumstances specifically.
Ernon's just stroking his beard and nods.
Apologies for bringing up bad situations. I feel for you. I'm sorry for your loss. We won't dwell on that. We'll continue moving forward. I'm sure that's what he would have wanted.
I appreciate that. It's still just very new, and it is involved with the cult, so it is important. It's still just very new, and my family is at risk. So, at the very least,
Understood.
I can help you with the manor and getting you there.
We've been talking pretty openly as we've been walking. Can I roll perception to see if just people... I mean, she's kind of royalty-ish, so I'm assuming people are looking, but I'm looking
She's not.
specifically...
She's not royalty. She's not royalty at all.
Okay, but she's rich, but like she's someone of note. So I'm not looking for people just being like, oh, there's a rich lady. Like I'm looking for like like people trying to hide that they're looking.
Okay, make a perception check.
Not
15.
too bad. Not great.
Looking around, you can see there are people that are watching your group as you walk through the city streets. You're pretty unique. You don't see anybody looking at Ramalia specifically. It is cold. She is wearing the cloak. I mean, it's a very pretty cloak, but she's not dressed in a way that, like, where you're at specifically in Waterdeep is the castle ward, and then going into the north ward. This is where the rich people live. So she's not standing out more than anybody else here. She's not dressed lavishly or anything along those lines. And again, her face is kind of covered a little bit by that hood that she's wearing. So there's nobody looking at her.
So we're in the nice part of town.
You are.
Like the kind of part of town they'll call the cops on you. What are you doing here in this neighborhood, boy?
Yeah.
Well, we're the ones that probably stick out.
Yeah, right. You do. You guys stick out. She does not necessarily, but she's kind of covered. She has a very nice cloak. It's blue. It's got these silver strings almost that are embroidered into it. But nobody's looking at her, and she doesn't look worried. She represents. Zan would know this, that she represents the Harpers, but the Harpers are a secret organization. So she's not like, her husband was a
prominent figure.
Right. Her husband was a masked lord of Waterdeep. That was all very, it's like a judge, like, except they keep it secret. And she has money, but she's not any different.
Does this mean she has a harp tattoo on her butt, like the guy we found in the dirt?
I mean, you'd have to get to know her better to find out. And
how good are you at persuasion or not?
Alright.
Disrobe. Check your credentials.
All right. So you guys continue just walking. It's kind of a long walk. Let's see. You get to the North Ward. This is where you can see the houses get a little bit fancier. They get a little bit bigger.
Sorry, I don't know if Annie's coming back tonight.
Oh, what happened?
Or I said something's happening at the
Literal
house.
chaos is happening in my house at the moment.
Oh.
And then she said a few minutes later, so there's too much going on here, I had to sign off. So I don't know if that means she'll sign back on, but...
No, I doubt it. That's fine.
Well, she was covering up her camera like a couple times, so that probably with her kid, if I had to guess.
Okay.
We all know what that's like.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like you just kind of wish you could be like,
Can't
look what's over here. Wham! You know,
Yeah, right.
Can't relate. Sorry, just can't relate.
Lucky. So you guys continue along, and eventually you make your way to Ramalia as you're all walking. She's like, and here it is. And you find yourself standing in front of a large 2-story manor, stone manor. You are facing. Oh, nope, sorry, not that one. So sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Over here.
Don't look. No looking.
Don't look. I'm activating you over
Not
the right
looking.
one. There you go.
Tell me when it's okay to look.
Sorry, I had you in there, Arik, because I was walking through the thing.
I
But
say nothing crazy happened to mine.
nope,
Yeah,
that's
no,
good.
sorry.
That works.
Mine's still gray.
Can you see anything?
No.
Yeah, I see the man.
Okay.
I
Ernat sees
don't.
it.
No,
I'm-
I'm gonna try and refresh.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
See what happens.
I don't see any of our tokens.
No. I
Okay.
haven't. like Arik over here. I'll just throw your tokens down so that you can get a look at it. Move yourself.
I can see the entire map.
Yes,
I don't know
that's
if
on
you were.
purpose. Yep.
Okay.
I'm actually going to switch us over to this.
For some reason, my Foundry isn't loading.
Here, let me do it. I'll...
Hold on. I'm just gonna exit out and start it all over. Sign back in.
I'll
I think when it tried, like it started in one map and before it loaded, you cut over to another and then it was just all gray.
Yeah.
So maybe my internet just was like, don't like that. Stands to reason. You can practically hear my modem screaming right now.
So, you do approach...
I don't think my token is on the map.
No,
'cause
no,
I'm
I was...
just getting gray.
Yeah, I have it actually so that you should be able to see. But just in case...
Come on, load.
Even without Lauren, we're cursed with slow beams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine before, but then when that happened back and forth. Oh, there we... Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's still all gray now. At least it kicked in.
So what you see as you
Loading.
approach is a stone manor, 2 floors. Hey, Graham! Thanks for entering into the giveaway. A stone manor with 2 floors. There, at the entrance, you can see that there are steps that lead up to a double door entrance, main entrance. To the right, you can see a wooden post fence. Oh shit! Bearded Fortress gave giveaways to everybody. Thank you for that.
Oh, damn.
Hey.
Big spender.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. For some reason, my thing still isn't moving. If I click on water deep, yeah, I just clicked on that to see if that'll load.
You might have to like shut it down and bring it back completely.
That's what I did.
Oh, you're back. I see you at Waterdeep now. Hold on.
Yeah, I just did that to try. Now I'm going to click on the mana ground, see if it'll kick me over. I just, for some reason, I have all the layout of like, you know, in character rules, out of character, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not loading the actual map for some reason.
How about I will activate the landing page to try to pull you all over?
Sure.
Does that work?
Yeah, because I'm just nothing but gray.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't show you as
mine
being
has the
actually-
loading.
Just as you switched it, literally it flashed. I saw like one quick like single frame of it.
I have the loading bar that's like it's been stuck at 70% for the past like 2 minutes. It's like it's just not, and I'm not even at a landing page
That's fine. I'll pull.
or anything. Oh, yeah, same thing happened for a second, and now I'm back to gray. Oh,
I'm pulling
landing
you.
page.
I was pulling you all over.
Jesus.
There we go. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry.
So there we go.
No.
Since we're just getting
Oh.
to it, did we want to, since it's a little bit after 10:30,
Oh,
did we
yes.
want to do our break so we can do our giveaway when we come back?
Perfect timing.
Sure, that's
Technical issues were on
that's a-
purpose to get us to the break. So we are gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hey,
meant to keep it
Das.
around.
All right, so Das, thank you, Bearded Fortress. Anybody who would like an extra giveaway entry, please speak up in chat. We're gonna take a 10-minute break, and after we get back, we are going to do our giveaway. Please, everybody, you enter the giveaway tonight. We have 3 items that we are giving away. We are giving away a copy of Tyranny of Dragons special edition book from the Compound. Thank you, courtesy of the Compound. We are giving away a Be a D&D t-shirt of your choice. You get to go to their website and choose the design that you would like. And then we are also giving away a full bag of coins from the Kickstarter that just launched for our friends at True Black Forge. You should definitely go check that out. And please enter into the giveaway by typing hashtag orgasm, ORCASM, to enter
I will
into...
never get tired of that.
No, that might be the best word of the week thus far.
Yes.
Like you said, I really want a shirt that says that, but I want it to be in like the green Goosebumps font that's all like drippy.
Well, I just looked up the Tyranny of Dragons special edition. I'm like, that's a badass looking book.
Yeah, I hope that that's the one that they were talking about, because it is very badass, and I'm afraid to promise that if it's not the one, but because I haven't physically seen the Tyranny of Dragons that they're talking about.
Right, like they sprung it on us tonight. They're like, here.
Perfect. Here's your gift. So we are going to we'll be right back 10 minutes, and we will see you to do the giveaway.
I feel like she's being a teacher. And they do like
That's
they go, quiet
down now,
coyote,
class.
everybody.
Quiet down now.
Quiet coyote, kids.
We are back, and we are going to be doing our giveaway. I am going to just... Oh, crap. Hold on. Just spamming this out one more time. To let you know, you type hashtag orgasm. Anybody who just joined us, thank you for coming in. If you would like to enter the giveaway, be sure to type hashtag ORCASM, because we are about to do our giveaway, and we are going to be giving away 3 different items. We have a Tyranny of Dragons special book from the Compound Network. We have a BIA D&D merch of your choice from their website, and we also have a bag of handmade, hand-designed brass and iron coins from our friends Kickstarter at True Black Forge, and we're going to be giving those away as well. And I'm checking my thingamajigger here, and actually we have quite a few. I was worried that we didn't have too many people who entered, but we have a decent number of people who entered. Devani V, thank you so much for coming to hang out. And I'm gonna close the giveaway in just a second. Be sure to type hashtag ORCASM orgasm to enter into the giveaway. And oh wait, you have enough time for me to run my little giveaway thing, and then I'm gonna close it.
I can't help that every single time you say it.
It is. It's the best. It is the best
so
word of the week that we have ever done thus far. We could top it someday, but I don't know. Who was it? Falcone that came up with it?
Yeah, from the Role Players Guild. I should do a shout out.
Outdid roll a 1.
I know, right? That was like, dude, just threw that up and just shot it out of the sky and
Thumbs up.
just nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Dethroned.
Okay, I'm closing the giveaway unless somebody in chat raises their hand and says, "No, I really, really wanted brown silk."
What was that? Oh, is that when I said I was somebody was spinning bullshit so fast it became brown silk or something?
Ah, God. I missed
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to do... Alright, so which one should we do first? Should we do the compound first?
Yeah, they came in with the last minute. Let's do them first.
Alright, so we are going to do the Compound Tyranny of Dragons book first. And so that is who this winner is. I'm picking the winner right now. And that winner is... Rem.
Oh, shit!
Hey, yo.
Nice.
You won the special edition Tyranny of Dragons D&D book. So I am going to make sure to write that down. Hold on, I'm writing it down. Graham. All right, our next giveaway is going to be for our returning sponsor, BIA D&D. You can check out their website here, and whoever wins, you get to choose your design, and then also... Oh, go ahead.
So when somebody wins one of the prizes tonight, does that disqualify them for winning one of the other ones?
Yes,
Or do they
so
get
their
back
name
into
is
the
pulled out, of the drawing.
All right. Just wanted to make sure so, everybody knew.
Wait, you don't want Grim to win all of them?
I mean, I'm not against it. It's just I wanted a little clarification. That's all. We win all the prizes.
So the next one is for Via D&D, and I'm gonna click the button right now and pick another winner. And that winner is Das949.
Nice.
You have won
Yo.
the Via D&D shirt. And this final, so just DM me with your choice and also, you know, size, and I might have your address already. I'd have to double check. And this is for the this final one is for the new Kickstarter that was just launched by our friends at True Black Forge. You should go check out their website. Anybody who's out there who just joined us, and check out.
Das just said, I won the shirt last week. You can pick another to make it fair.
I mean, if you, I can put you back in.
See, Grim's got the right idea. She says, no, Das, great shirt collection. Yeah.
Get all these shirts.
You gotta do that, what is it, the 40 shirt challenge or whatever, where you try to put on 40 t-shirts at once. So it's like wicked layered so you can't move.
That's something.
You've never seen that?
Oh, yes. All right, here's what I'm going to do, Das949. If you're sure that you want to put the shirt back in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the giveaway. And if my name is drawn, then you can win the coins instead. So I'm going to end. Oh, I can't because I have to allow the entries again. Hold on, one second. So Orcasm, I'm entering, and I'm closing it again. Okay, so now, all right, I'm gonna pick another winner for the shirt. Okay, this is another winner for the shirt because Das949 is being very, very nice and had won a shirt last week. So we have Rod Vowell. Rod Vowell has won, I believe.
That name doesn't even sound familiar.
That is one of the Raging Rolls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, cool.
So
I knew I heard that name before.
I don't think I have.
I will let him know because I mean I don't know what time it is over there, but I'll let him know. Okay, and then this is for the True Black coins. And again, there will be another one next week and the week after, as well as Via D&D, because they've been hanging out with us for weeks now. So this winner is for the coins.
And don't worry, my name's not in that one.
It is Moral 3D Prints.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Hey.
The coins. That is a local and one of our Compound Network friends.
Yep.
So
that's all local love being spread there, like some
Yeah.
local butter.
awesome. So the coins. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And there's a lot of talking this session, but things will probably start to get rolling next session in terms of, you know, things coming. Hey, Eos, thank you for the raid. I feel so bad. You just missed the giveaway by minutes. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Oops.
Come in, take a seat.
Come in. We are about to
Come
get
on.
right back into it. Hey, A Falcone.
Oh, A Falcone's here. Yeah, we were just talking about the word of the week that you came up with.
Which
The
we had said.
orgasm, the best word of the
Orgasm.
week thus far.
All
I
right.
just can't.
Okay, we're gonna jump back. Oh, D&D.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the sub.
Thank you for the resub. Hey, Thorium. Hello, everybody. Lagump away. I saw you before. Thank you for the kind words on the overlay. I create all of the overlays, so it is a lot of work. So I'm glad they look good. It's important to me that they look good. Tell me that my overlays look good. So
They look great.
Amazing.
all right, so thank you so much. We did our 3 giveaways for the evening. We will have another Be a D&D giveaway on Tuesday. And then next Saturday we will do Be a D&D again until they tell us we cannot do it anymore. And another True Black coins. We have, just for those who just came in, we do have a friend who just launched a Kickstarter. Please check it out. Fantastic. It's got another 19 days to go. They are fully funded. Actually, I think it's hit 100%, 200% funding. So they are well on their way to actually making it, and it is iron and brass coins that are designed by them with a history and everything behind it. 55 coins in a bag, along with glass gems that you can get for your TTRPG, bringing it to the next level. So we did just do a giveaway, and Moral 3D Prints won the coins for the giveaway. Who was it that Rod Vowel, so Raging Rolls won one of our Be a D&D shirts, and Grem won the special book that the compound has gifted for this evening. So thank you all for joining us. Let's, now that everybody's technical issues are resolved, switch over to the live scene. And you, where the shit is my shit? Where the shit is my shit?
I just see me and Erdy
What's
on
wrong?
there. The only tokens I see are me and Erdnut. I don't know if Pat's on there.
I see,
Yeah.
I see the 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. I can see them all.
All right.
Maybe if I... Oh, it's paused. I was gonna... either way. I get the idea.
All right. So you all have walked through the streets of Waterdeep and have come across the NarrowCreek Manor as you were led here by Ramalia Haventree of the Harpers. So as you step forward, she says, and I present to you NarrowCreek Manor. There are 2 floors, and she's leading you in. You see her take a set of keys out of her pocket, but then she just knocks on the door lightly, and she says, "It does actually come with staff. We have minimal staff, but you can rest assured that the house will be taken care of while you are off doing your tasks. There are 3 staff who are within the house, and then we also have 3 guards, and I can introduce you to them once they come to the door." And you see, you kind of hear like shuffling behind, and then the door opens, and you see a young half-elf with this long curled auburn hair and brown eyes, soft, sunburned, white skin, about 5'6", and actually kind of has like a little bit of a beefy build to him. And he opens the door, and you can see he's got this like pretty common but sharp angled face, and then this gigantic mustache that's just like on the side of his face there.
Like a Civil War type of mustache.
Not like a curl, just like
No, not at all.
bushy.
Like it's one of those like giant bushy mustaches that like comes out, goes up, and then like almost becomes mutton chops, but stops just.
Yeah, it's
My dearest Martha, we have had the rebels on the run for near a fortnight now. Yeah, but like that's what his voice in my head is gonna sound like now.
So as he opens up the door, you can see his expression kind of changes as he opens the door, not expecting to see you all there, or more specifically, not expecting to see Ramalia, who turns and has a smile on her face as she greets him, and he says, "Oh, Lady Haventree, come in." And he's like, kind of has this weird laugh. He's just like, "Oh, come in. We weren't expecting you." And
They're all just getting high in the kitchen.
and she says, "Finer Dill, this is the champions of Greenest. And they will be your new employers for some time anyway. Come in. And he leads you all into this front room here, which is very nicely furnished. It's nothing crazy special, but this entire building is built of stone, and so you can see as you walk in, there's a staircase that leads up, stone staircase that leads up, and then to the left to the second floor, you can see this desk at the front that almost seems to be where people could kind of like come in, sign in, and chat without going into the main house itself. So Romalia brings you in, and she says, we can start with the first floor, but this is Finer Dill. And she kind of whispers over to Zan a little bit, and she's like, we call him Tim, but wait for him to introduce himself as such. And he stands up and is like, I am the butler. It is nice to meet you all. And he nods a little bit. He said, I will be greeting any of your guests, or making sure that everyone who enters is meant to be here. You are expecting them, and if not, I will send them away, so you don't have to deal with them.
What was his name again? His real name again, Cam?
Finerdale. I actually don't know how to say this.
That's all right. I'm doing everything phonetically with this, anyways. I just spell it and hope for the best.
Or Finerdhill. I don't know. It's Finerdhill. It's one of those names where I was like, I should figure out how to say this before the stream, and then I never did.
We got names like, Blagapus and Sassafrashalashadash for like dragons and shit. It's like, just spell it how it sounds the best you can.
Right. So you do notice that he it's a little bit chilly, but it's warmer as you enter. Like, you come in from the cold and you feel, this warmth in the entire place. And you can see that he is wearing like these kind of cropped pants a little bit, and on his right leg you can see this unfinished tattoo of a wyvern that just kind of like wraps around the bottom part of his leg. And so Romalia looks at him and she says, is Fari and Alice, are they available to greet the new employers here? And he says, I'll go get them. And he heads actually down this hallway. And Romalia looks at you all and she says, well, we'll just wait here for a moment just to be polite, and then I'll take you on a tour of your new home. And it just takes a second, and you hear like some grumbling a little bit as down the hallway you see Finerdale comes back, and he says, Fari and Alice, and in walks a young, actually quite young, hill dwarf female. She's got long, straight blonde hair and these bright cyan eyes. She's got this rough white skin. She's like about 4'7", with this edgy, pretty ordinary looking face. She kind of like, as she comes down, you can see she's like wiping her hands. And she like squints at all of you, and she's mumbling a little bit of something. She looks really kind of like dirty. She's got like dirt on her face and on her clothing. And she looks at Finerdale, looks at Alice, who's coming up behind her. This young woman, probably about the same age as Avedon. And she has long, straight black hair and green eyes. Very, dark brown skin, 4'11". She's pretty short as well, and like an average build. And
she's a human.
4'11" is really short. She's human.
Yeah, she's a human. Yeah, she's Andrea's size. That's how tall Andrea is. And she comes forward, and Finerdil is like, so this is Fari. She is the housekeeper and cook. And Fari steps forward, and she's like, nice to meet you. I was just busy cleaning, as I do all day, every day around these parks. That's what I do.
This is the dwarf.
Yeah. And
I know someone who I'm gonna convert to my religion. It's literally been months since I've converted any dwarfs to my religion.
It's gonna be okay. And then Alice steps forward, and she's like, I'm Alice, and I am the valet, so I will be helping out, and if you have any animals that need taken care of, I can also help with that as well. So Romalia is like, thank you all. Is Rolly here as well? And Finerdil is like, oh yes, the guards are making the rounds. Rolly and Quinn are on at the moment. And Romalia is like, okay, wonderful. I'm just going to take them on a tour and chat, and then I'll be off, and we'll discuss payment and all of that at a later date. And so the help all nod, and then they kind of go back to what they were doing, and Romalia begins to bring you on a tour of the establishment. So as she is walking through, she tells you, you start walking down the hallway here, and she brings you to this first door, and she opens it, and as she opens it, you can see out into this very small courtyard that is cordoned off by a wooden wall, basically, these long poles. And she says, this is the smithy area. There is a room here, and she steps forward and then opens up that area too. She says, we don't have an in-house blacksmith, but everything works. So and she smiles at you, Arik, as she sees, not you doing this obviously, but she sees the look in your eye.
His heart grows 3 sizes too big at that point. He's just excited to get back to iron and steel work.
So she says there is a room here with a bed, and really any of the rooms are completely up for grabs. So that is on you all to decide.
Claimed. Arik is literally just gonna say that before like anybody else says anything. Just basically like, claimed, mine.
As you walk down, she opens up this door here and shows you the open eating area with a big fireplace. You look up and you can see actually up in it's an open top, not open to the sky, but open to the second floor, where there's a balcony that looks down over into this area. She comes over to this doorway, and she's like, this door is locked, and I don't have the key. We are searching for it, but there are some areas in this house that I'm not overly familiar with. This was Arthagast's home. I didn't spend much time here, so I'm not too familiar with its history or really much about it. So I unfortunately don't know what is below here. But we will move on. It's probably not.
What is the door made of?
All the doors in this area are that you've seen so far are made of stone.
I could maybe smash through it.
Maybe. Are you saying that out loud?
I didn't see it in the Urnot voice. That's his inner monologue.
Okay. So she brings you down this hallway here, and she opens up another door, and it is kind of an open room. It's not overly decorated, but she opens it. This is another decently sized room. If you go through that door, there is a bed and another desk. Open room. You can all decide. She leads you up the stairs to these double doors, and opens it. And she says, "This is more of like a study, library type. You can see books and stuff along this whole tower. It does give you like, spellcaster vibe to it."
I was gonna say, Arik's gonna like lean over and just kind of elbow Avedon a little bit and just whisper, "Do you think there's a lot of smutty romance novels in there?"
And you see if she goes like, "There is." And Romalia closes the two doors behind. She says, "Up on the second floor of that is a way to get to the balcony area, but I'll show you that after." She comes over here, shows you that this door leads out to Waterdeep, and it's always kept locked and, closed for safety. She leads you through this main room here with the fireplace, opens up this double set of doors, and this is another room. It's a little bit... It's very dwarf, basically. The setup is... she just kind of opens it and looks in, and she's like, "Oh, one thing to keep in mind, the help does go home. They don't stay here. The guards, they work in shifts, and Fari, Finerdil, and Alice, they work and then they do go home overnight. It is not occupied, save for any guards that are walking the premises." So...
Ernod throws his pack and his shield on the bed.
And when you said it was very dwarf, do you mean in like the feeling you get, or is everything literally smaller, like for dwarves?
No, it's not literally smaller. It's just
dwarves don't go small. Dwarves go big.
Yeah, it's kind of like their casts.
Well, good luck reaching stuff on the top shelf. All right, buddy, if you want to go that big. I don't think you make bookshelves that big, do you? How are your little arms and legs gonna get up there?
Dude, you not watch any of the Lord of the Rings movies? Like, did you see the fucking gigantic fucking caverns they live in?
Yeah, but the beds aren't all huge because they're small. That's like, I'm a dwarf, but I wear huge pants. It's like, no, you don't. You're a dwarf. It's all sized appropriately.
So she leads you in here. She just opens the door just a little bit. And inside this door, you can see Fari is like hard at work, and she looks up at you, and Romalia is like, "Oh, there's another door over here that leads outside. We keep locked. There's unless it's being used to bring things in and out of the kitchen." Fari works in the kitchen. She's dirty, but she's like, you can see that the dwarf is in there. She's like prepping stuff. Her hands look clean, but the rest of her is pretty, got some dirt on her. She just looks at you all, and she's like, "Mm-hmm." And Romalia is like,
on the way out, Arik's gonna grab whatever he can, just as a snack, like he'll just, like a wheel of cheese or whatever he can, an apple. And doesn't matter.
You see Fari, she just shakes her head. She's like,
I don't know how a wheel of cheese from Skyrim came into my head. Like,
so Romalia leads you back out and is like, "And to the second floor. Let's." She brings you up the stone stairs to the second floor. And I'm not gonna put your tokens here, but because I don't think I need to. You should be able to see it.
No, it's all black.
No?
Mine's all gray. It still shows my it still shows my token in the ground floor.
It just might need a second for you all to come.
There we go.
I'll describe it as you guys are loading. So you come up to the second floor, and immediately to your right, as you exit the stairwell, you can see the balcony that overlooks the that main hall that you will all eat in. And she leads you around, and I don't know why it's not pulling you over.
Maybe did you want to pull us back to the landing page and then back over? That seemed like it worked last time.
I should be able to
Just
pull
weird.
you. to the scene.
Oh, I thought that's what you tried to do already, and this didn't work.
Yeah, when it hits that, when it says activation, it should bring you over, but
It's okay.
you guys
I'll
are
look on the
coming.
Twitch.
Do you find it? Who is able?
Hey, Initiative Link, thank you for the beaties. So she leads you down. You can look over and see down into that hall, or into that main eating area. But she actually leads you into this doorway here, and she says, "This is another bedroom. This one actually has a balcony." And as she opens it, you hear like Vidania is like, "Ooh," and she steps forward and puts her stuff on the bed. She's like, "I'm gonna stay here." And Romali's like, "That makes sense." So you walk through. Yes, Vidania has a little orgasm as she sees the room with the kind of it has a slight elvish feel to it. And Romalia looks in and she's like, "Interesting decor in here." As I said, I didn't really come here that often, so she heads down the hall to this room where when you open the door you get this like immediate smell of like freshness. And looking in, there are like crystals on the table in the room, and Micaiah is like, "Oh, I'll take it," and she steps forward and puts her stuff in this room. And Romalia is like, "Actually, there's an open arboretum out there as well."
Is this just tailor-made for each of us?
I was literally just thinking that. I was like, "How? This can't be any more fucking perfect." I was asking Izzy where she found the map, and it was out of a pack that I purchased for her, and I can't believe how fucking like picture perfect this is. Like, this is like crazy.
So she opens up the door and you can see this kind of open, it is open to the sky, this room here. It's not a room, it's just an open area to the sky, with plants overgrowing, and then this large statue of Timora, and she's just holding a bowl, and there's water that's overflowing into it's just a very kind of like fresh and clean space. And then leading you back over here, she says, "This is the leads into the tower again." And then this area here, leading you back, is where the guards tend to hang out. And she opens the door, and you see standing directly across from this door is a little goblin, actually. There's a goblin there with the short patches of wavy white hair, this like rugged green skin, about 4 feet tall, with this like very lean, muscular build. And they like whip around and turn to look at you all as you come in, or as you open the door. And Romalia is like, "Roly, it is wonderful to see you." And the goblin steps forward and is like, "Romalia, same to you. And who do we have here?" And she...
Arik is barely resisting the urge to immediately kill the goblin. Like, barely hanging on.
Is he
like, as soon as he saw it, like, his hands...
Make a performance check.
No. I wouldn't have said that if I knew you were going to make a fucking check.
Ooh.
6.
Okay.
It's okay. He wouldn't be able to... If I was playing the character, he wouldn't even be trying to hide it. He'd just be staring right at it.
Okay.
Just daggers.
So Remy steps aside, and she's like, "These are the champions of Greenest I had mentioned to you earlier. They are going to be staying here at NarrowCreek Manor and helping us with our tasks as assigned by the council. They have accepted our proposal. Everyone, this is Roly. They are the head of our guard well, there's only 3 of them, but they're the head of our guard here. And Rolly steps forward and they look at you all and nod their head. Nice to meet you. And you see them look at you, Arik, and like you lock eyes. You lock eyes for a moment. And you can see that Rolly can see that you do not like them immediately. But you also, I mean, everybody else can make a perception check. Or the 2 of you can make a perception check.
That's a natural 20 for a 26 for Zan.
God damn.
16.
All right.
And Erdnot.
So,
Bad.
Erdnot and Zan, you both immediately are like, oh shit. And you look at Arik and you look at Rolly, and Rolly is looking at Arik. And you can tell Rolly is... They're not tense or anything. They're very just kind of casually looking. It's like you can tell that Rolly knows that this human being does not like them, but also you get the impression from their body language that they are used to it. So
they're a goblin.
Right. So they're just kind of like, well, what else is new, kind of, you know, like they're just, they can see, they obviously won't know any history behind why this particular person doesn't like them, but they don't really need to because they're a goblin. And so Rolly just kind of nods and calls over and is like, hey, Quinn! And you see this about our age, 38 or so, human male walks forward, bald head, green eyes, about 5'7", kind of like a round build, but you can tell that there's like muscles underneath, and then like this very oval, kind of soft face comes over. You see very proudly on his chest, you could see the symbol of Tempest, and steps forward. And Romalia again says, "These are the champions of Greenest, and they are going to be your employer for some time, while we continue with our tasks that are necessary as desired by the council. This is Quinn, another one of our guards." And Quinn just kind of casually nods. Nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
I thank you.
Erdnot just grunt nods.
Arik is still just staring at that fucking goblin. Like, just holding back.
Zen is going to like kind of slowly just kind of make sure he's in like the peripheral of Arik and the goblin, not quite blocking, but just kind of in the vision as he sees that they're locking eyes, just so that there's something in between them.
Rolly
try to be the goblin meat shield. Like just like throw yourself in front of him.
So Rolly looks at you, Zan, and does a little, like, just the slightest of nods in your direction. And then says, well, it was nice to meet all of you. We're here if you need us.
We won't keep you from your duties any longer. Thank you for your service.
My pleasure. And they're looking up at all of you. And Romalia is like, all right, well, let's go into the main dining area, if you don't mind. Now that we've had the tour. So she closes the door behind, and like just as the door is closing, you can kind of see like Rolly looks up at Quinn, and Quinn looks down at them, and they have a little look between them as the door closes.
I thought you were gonna say you turn around, you see him going like this to like,
or like this. Like as he's going as the door closes.
I know you sleep, motherfucker.
So Romalia leads you down to the first floor again. I'm gonna try to pull you over, but you don't need to see it to know that you're there.
I just picture first night Arg sleeping. It's like that scene in Fight Club. He's like, we cook your meals. We guard you while you sleep. Don't fuck with us.
So there's Rolly, the goblin male, Quinn, the human male, and did you see there was a third?
There's a third, but you didn't meet them. And Rolly, you don't know. You don't know if they're male or female.
Oh. Okay.
Go into the park and lift up the goblin skirts.
Nice Jurassic Park reference, my friend.
So
I always appreciate one.
Romalia sits you all down in this main eatery area, this kind of gathering room, and she it's like, well, so the giants, if we could contact them, that would be fabulous.
Zan will look to Avedon, who has the scroll.
And Avedon.
She's the only one who can use it.
Avedon is like, oh yes, and she reaches into the bag of holding, and she says, I have one sending scroll. So, from what I remember, it's 25 words or less. So we want to be pretty careful about what we say. So, anybody have any suggestions?
Before we do this, friends, what's our goal? Are we just going to ask about the status of the loot, or?
We were supposed to make arrangements for him to deliver the loot. He doesn't want it, so we'll need to know. And he'll look over and ask, where should we tell him to bring the loot to, where can be a safe transfer?
Romalia's like, well, if the giant can just tell us where he is at the moment, then we really want to just know that it's safe and where are they going, and I can then send some agents to go find out more information about where they are, and then relay that to the council, and then the council will decide what the next steps should be.
I don't know how forthcoming they're going to be with that exact location.
Well, that is fine. Even just a general understanding of what their goal will be is good enough. I have lots of resources and many eyes, so if I can get a general location, you said north. I think I have an idea of whereabouts they would be, but are they already there? Are they coming back this way? That would be helpful to know. And do they still have it within the castle? Have they moved it? Just some basic information.
And we should remember he is a king. So in the message, we should definitely acknowledge his titles and allow him a chance to tell us where he is, and that we are sending people to retrieve the loot if he believes it's safe. So I think any sort of trying to make an alliance would be best at meeting in person, as 25 words I don't think will be enough to persuade him at this time.
He's... Look, shit, I don't have it. Usually I have it to read.
Blagothkus,
thank you. I was trying to think. King Blagothkus is no friend of the cult, and certainly no friend of dragons, and he's proved to be extremely powerful. He'd be an excellent ally for the council to make.
I do hope so. So, Avedon, if you could find out where he is, does he have the loot, and is he planning on coming back this way anytime soon? I really just need some basic information to bring to the council, and then a decision will be made. Others have resources as well that can help us in this endeavor. So Avedon looks at all of you. He's like, "Hey, I will try my best." And she unrolls the scroll, and you see as she starts to read the writing on the parchment, her eyes go white for a second, as opposed to the black. Like usually they're black the entire thing, and then it just goes like, and you see her go, "Hey, Lord Blagothkus, it's Avedon."
Jesus. This is gonna go so badly.
We're ready to meet up. Where are you right now? Is the loot still there? Are you coming this way? I think that's it. All of it.
Tell him we're in Waterdeep.
And then her eyes go back to black, and she's like, you can hear her, or not hear her, you can see her kind of like sitting there for a moment. And then she gets this look on her face like, and she's like, the castle crashed. They were chased by the cult flying dragons. It's in the spine of the north. He's gone to go get reinforcements. He doesn't think the cult has the loot, though. So it's in the spine of the north. And she looks at Romalia and he's like, oh.
Wait, you just got an instant response just like that.
Yeah, I just heard him in my head. He
Does he sound angry?
He always sounded angry, so...
he's a giant, he's a king giant, or not. Angry is pretty much his default.
Just crashed.
So, a scotch more angry than normal.
Yeah, Avedon is like, I don't think it crashed just now. I think it's been crashed. Like, he didn't sound like, he was running from anything. He sounded pretty comfortable. So Romalia is just like, you see her, she's just like, ugh. Well, as long as the cult doesn't have it, that's good news. I'll have to gather some agents and do some... I'll send them north and we'll find out more. It's unfortunate.
Aye. He was an honorable ally. Hopefully we can find out if he can continue on being an ally, or he may not want to risk himself having his castle fallen. He was very attached to the spirit of his love inside of the castle.
That might make him even more hell-bent against the cult. If the castle crashed, the castle was powered by his dead queen's spirit.
I'm more concerned about the force that was taken to take the castle down. How many dragons?
Well, Romalia looks at you and she says, based off of what you all have said, I would imagine that the crashing of the castle would be intentional. Why? I know a little bit about how storm giants work, and while the castle would be powered by the spirit of the deceased, the crashing of the castle would not cause that spirit to be harmed in any way. And there's no way a castle could be brought down. Tiamat herself would have to bring the castle down. So
That's good.
So
We went
you
through
think-
a lot of trouble to preserve that spirit.
So you think he may have tried to scuttle the castle like a ship, preventing pirates from taking it over? May have crashed it into a place that they couldn't follow.
that would make sense, especially if he was already on his way to the north, where the other giants are. If he can prevent them or at least slow them down. If you say he is not a friend of the dragon cult, then perhaps the only way would have been to crash it. Otherwise, the dragons would have just... Their goal would have been to commandeer the castle, not crash it.
They commandeered it at one point. They coerced Blagothicus by threatening. They had the Red Wizards threaten his dead wife's soul, spirit.
Exactly.
So if her spirit is safe, then they have nothing over him.
Right, and he likely would have done whatever he could to prevent that from happening again. So it makes more sense that the crashing would be intentional to prevent them from both taking hostages and also gathering the loot from the Spine of the North is no easy task. We would need giant help to get it, but I at least have a direction. Okay.
So we have an ally up north, an asset of a castle and loot up north, a horn to find, and a dwarf to find. This is getting interesting.
Well, I wouldn't worry about the giants or the loot. I will communicate with the council, and we will discuss the next steps in regards to that. We have many agents across the Sword Coast. You are not our only assets. You are just, to be honest, the most visible. So I would take that into consideration as you work. You have a writ from the council. You are working on our behalf. You are not as secret as you were when I first met you. And she looks at you, Arik, actually, and she intentionally just kind of smiles a little bit and is like, your backgrounds are not as secret as they once were when I first met you.
So we are gaining notoriety. Anonymity is no longer our way.
You are not famous by any stretch of the imagination. However, if they could find my husband, they could find you. So just be cognizant of that fact.
Will do.
I think, unless anyone else objects, I think you should tell the council if you're sending agents up north to the giant. Perhaps you can also send them to track down more on the horn, and we can focus on Varum the White.
As I mentioned...
All right, come
Oh, go ahead.
Come around, have you, Zan?
The council is likely to wait until you return. The Drakehorn is a sensitive topic. Some believe it doesn't even exist, but I believe what we felt was that. And what I know of it, it seems to make sense. And she looks at Vidania, who's just kind of stroking BB on her chest. And then she looks at the rest of you and she says, It is less certain where that is. Really what we need is for you to find out more about Makath the Crimson, and I think that there's time for that, where there's less time to find the white dragon mask. We have the black mask, and that is helpful. But
Did they end up keeping the black mask, or do we still have it?
No, you gave it to them. She says, we will take care of all of the masks that we obtain. The black mask is in good hands. I know you mentioned that you believe that the masks are required for the summoning of Tiamat, but I fear that that would be far too easy of a thing. And your retrieval of the black mask is no small feat, of course, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe it is so simple of a thing to disrupt the summoning ritual. They would be more careful. It will take time to learn more, but if they have alliances with the Red Wizards of Thay, then they have extremely powerful magics on their side.
Yeah.
We've seen a glimpse of that power, so yes, it would be best to either way keep these masks out of the hands of these worm speakers of the cult.
Yes, I agree. Abaddon turns to Ramalia and she kind of leans forward a little bit. And she's like, so, what's the scoop with the council? Like, what's the gossip? Why did that tall king get so upset when we said the word Narenvain, the name? And Ramalia is like, yes, Lord Melandrock's son. He's been very vocal about his death in the past. However, you stated that one of the worm speakers is named Narenvain. Are you sure of this? It could be a coincidence, of course. We had not been successful in finding out the names of all of the worm speakers until you mentioned it. We had Varum, the white, and Resmir, the black, and Severin, the red. But the blue, as we now know to be Galvin, and the green, Narenvain, were not yet confirmed before you said it.
Yes, that's the information that we discovered. As far as we know, those are the ones with the masks.
Well, just a name won't do it, but his reaction I did note as well. So, very interesting indeed. I'll be looking into it.
So it's agreed. We go after this worm speaker.
I think that's our best course of action now.
Absolutely. Look at that, Urknot. You and I were right for once.
I'm always right.
It's not a matter of who's right. It's a matter of what we can get done.
Of course, Zane, I know. That was Adam making a joke.
And when should we leave? What do we need to know? Where is he?
Ramalia is like, I have unfortunately shared with you all that I know. You would need to head to the Borskir Bridge. And when you get there, it should not be difficult to find the direction that the brave dwarf who saved the people, in which direction he went. So that is where you should start. You should leave as soon as possible. I wouldn't expect you to leave now, of course, but in the morning or over the next 24 hours would be preferred. You can, of course, use the Griffin Riders to get you to Boriskir Bridge quite quickly.
And do we bring him back alive?
Well, let me check and see what Ramalia would like for you to do, because I'm pretty sure she wants you to bring him back alive, but I gotta keep track of all these people and what they want you to do. Where the fuck's my shit? So
My associate here likes bringing people back on just their heads on poles.
He'll just tap the skull in his bag. Oh, now we have a place for me to actually put it.
Just go into his room and it's littered with severed heads.
Not heads, skulls. There's a difference. You know? Come on. I'm not fucking that barbaric. You know?
Let's see here.
Just gotta clean.
Somewhere the
skulls.
predator's like.
I know, right? The skulls and spines.
So Ramalia looks at you and she says,
And there
we
was
would
much
prefer...
rejoicing.
Thank you for the follow. We would prefer that you not kill Varam the White. He could be valuable information. I understand. And she looks at you, Erdnot. I understand that Lord Braun Anvil was very vocal about killing him, as no dwarf, as he states, who sides with the cult should live. However, he could have valuable information, and if we can get him to speak and we have ways, then we can learn more. It is always best to try to bring insiders in for questioning if at all possible. So we would prefer, and she makes very clear eye contact with you, Zan, that he is brought in for questioning if possible. He just needs to be alive.
But if it comes between letting him flee or killing him, if it comes down to that, which of the two?
She looks a little uncomfortable there and she says, I would rather not opine on a hypothetical where the circumstances are so varied.
Unfortunately, my lady, situations of that nature tend to be very fluid.
I understand. Do what you feel is necessary. Just understand that all of your actions have consequences that are very vast and reach across the Sword Coast. So...
Understood. Like that was like a message directly from the DM. like, hey, remember, things happen. You know, this isn't just contained to this.
Well, so far we haven't been murder hobos.
No, I mean, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen either.
And now, if we do become murder hobos, we won't be murder hobos because we have a home.
Well, but the way I meant more of was like, obviously we'll try to take him alive, but if there's no option to bring him in alive, do we, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those situations. Like, do you let somebody go at the expense of not killing them? Like, how important, I suppose, is it as an asset? Is it, you know what I mean, worth letting him go if necessary to hopefully pick him up again at some point and capture him? You know what I'm saying? Or just to take the asset off the field completely?
So Micaiah leans forward and she says, so this is gonna sound completely out of left field, and maybe it is. Have you heard of a witch around these parts? And Ramalia looks at her and she says, a witch. I've heard tale of a witch to the east, but nothing confirmed. Unfortunately, I don't have any information on that. And Makai is like, thank you. Just kind of leans back. Any other questions for Ramalia?
I got none.
Before Eric gets up to walk to his new room, he'll ask, the council seemed obviously extremely concerned with the loot. What's the plan once the loot is returned? Does the council plan on dispersing it back to where it was taken from, or is that much loot? There's a million little rat holes where that amount of gold and valuables drops down into.
Ramalia looks across at all of you, and he says, there is a lot to be discussed at these council meetings. You are correct. There is gold, jewels, fine art, furniture, weapons, armor from all across the Sword Coast in that castle. This is a monumental task, and we really must all be on the same page as to what is going to occur should we be successful in bringing it back. There's a chance it could just come down to making sure that the cult doesn't get it and we don't get it. I don't know what will happen, but that will be discussed the council sessions, and we will determine the best course of action.
We don't want.
Understandable.
I think that we wouldn't want it to get lost in the hands of just a few powerful people. No offense to you. You seem like a very honorable, noble lady. You're not the one I speak of.
I will do everything in my power to ensure that the people that belong to that loot, if they still live, will receive their fair share, or their families will receive their share, should they survive. I have others on my side who will do the same. I don't think there is anyone on the council who wishes to own all of the goods that were stolen. Doesn't do anyone really any good at that point, but I hear you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, I will leave you to be settled in, and to I will convey your decision to the council, and when you are ready, you can go find the Griffin Riders and be off to Boriskir Bridge.
Thank you again.
We both said the same thing at the same exact time.
For your generosity, and we will prevent Tiamat from rising.
So just so that you are aware, there are more secret operatives in the field. They will not reveal themselves to you unless there are dire circumstances that require it. You will have the writ authorizing you to operate as agents of the council, so your identities are, as I mentioned, not altogether secret. And then she looks at you again, Arik. And she says, except for you, of course, Trogdor. I've seen dead men walking before, but none so lively as you. At your disposal, you do have the Griffin Riders that can get you from city to city quite quickly. And if you find yourselves facing the Flaming Fist or any of the other official bodies out there, you may present the writ. I cannot stress enough that your reputation will matter to the council. You've conducted yourselves quite well so far, but just keep that in mind. Onthar is one of your loudest allies and fans, but that could change if you also change.
Loudest is the perfect word for Onthar.
It is.
He's a good and a fun man. And we'll do our best to abide and uphold the standards of the council.
I trust that you will. All right, I will leave you to Bari and Vinerdil. Good luck, and I will see you hopefully soon.
Thank you again, lady.
Or not, just bows. Stands up and bows.
All right. She takes leave
Decorum.
of you.
And
Zen,
she's gone.
just before she leaves, Zen wants to send her a message with his quiver if he could have a moment privately outside.
Okay.
To discuss things, and he's just gonna kind of, not sneak out, but just kind of nonchalantly after she leaves, walk out.
Nobody in this room. And
I know,
Dan
right?
Still sneaks out silent. I'm
Like,
going in.
nobody
stealth.
cares.
I'll roll a stealth check to see if anyone sees me leave, if that's what the
Oh,
DM wants.
We'll all see you. We just don't care. That's the thing. We're just like, all right, he's gonna go talk to her, because they're Harpers.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get up and
We
go.
We know that she said she's a Harper.
Yeah,
so-
you know that she is the. Yeah, you know that.
She's the leader.
Yeah.
She's the Harper.
She's like the face. The leader is a
Harper.
is a bit of a stretch, but she's like the face of the Harpers right now. The Harpers are complicated.
She's a press secretary.
They're complicated. Okay.
Well, Eric is gonna take his stuff and go over into the his new room and check out his new awesome space.
Okay. In the interest of time, we can text RP the discussion between Zan and Romalia if you would like.
That works for me.
So we'll do that in the Discord. And I'm gonna fast forward to the next day as you all wake up. And
In the RP online, since we actually have a whole week, and not just until Tuesday, so maybe we can actually do some.
Yeah.
The next 24 hours, like at night and all of that, we can throw some stuff in there to whatever we talk about, whatever we do at dinner
Yeah.
and all that.
that works.
Cool.
So the next morning, you all wake up, as you would, hopefully. So you all.
Sometimes Eric doesn't.
Hey, I wake up every morning except for I think there was one, maybe two. All right, that's a
Okay.
good track record.
So Arik, when you wake up, actually, you notice that you feel really good. Your dreams were. You actually don't remember them, and you feel refreshed, and you feel like you slept really well. And you've noticed, actually, now that you sit and think about it, that since you died, you haven't had any of those nightmares that you were having after your transformation by that ghost. That's one thing that you notice. In the morning, you guys kind of head down the stairs. Some of you head down the stairs. Some of you come out to go into the main eatery room, and you hear Micaiah call from the front hall, and she's like, "Ernie, Zan, Arik, you gotta see this." And you all head out to the front, and on the front door you see a note that has been, or parchment that's been obviously like pinned to the front door. And you can see two different sets of handwriting right off the bat. And second. Okay. So you see this note attached, and then you see Micaiah. She kind of pulls it off of the door, and she reads it out loud to you, and like is showing you as she's reading it. And it says, "Hey bums, I hate to sip and dip, as one of my regulars used to say, but I made a deal and I have to see it through. This ghost in my head is," and you see these like symbols written down, and Micaiah is like, "This says handsome, intelligent, amazing." Scribbled out, says that in Draconic. It says a lot. And he promises to move on from me if I can just get him to his mate in the mirror. This is hardly a priority for the group or even the Sword Coast, but it is for me. So I'm gonna go take care of it. It's my fault he's here anyway. And again, written in Draconic, and scribbled out, it says truth. My hope is that we'll meet again, and when we do, I'll be stronger and no longer sharing headspace with, and it says in Draconic, as Micaiah tells you, dashing, and it's crossed out, an annoying and unwelcome roommate. Stay safe, Journey. And then underneath that, and it almost looks like handwriting that kind of like was added, like someone was writing, like the paper was already on the door and they were writing in their handwriting, but they had to do it kind of with their own hand. Weird. And in Vidania's very flourished script, it says, I cannot stay. I must immediately
Bye.
I must immediately continue on the trail of my sister and discover the truth of the Dracehorn. Until we meet again, don't die. Fate. And Micaiah actually, like, she looks really, really sad, and that she's looking at you all, and then, like, you see her eyes brighten slightly, and she's like, and she goes over, and picks up the circlet of the unicorn that Avedon had been wearing, and it was just sitting on one of the tables that is in that front room. And she looks back at all of you, and she's like, she puts it on her head. She's like, I'm really gonna miss Vidania. And then she puts the circlet on her head. And that is where we will end tonight's session, as we temporarily say goodbye to two of our players. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Thanks, Dasa.
They'll be back.
That
If
demon
not,
is
we'll
staffed. Going to the mirror alone.
Well,
Alright, but do you remember what she
Tech-
did last time that we were there?
technically, she's not truly alone. She has someone who's from the mirror to guide her.
Could have just gotten a cleric and pulled it out of her. Send it back to one of the hells.
She's doing what she believes is right for, believe his name is Bob.
I don't care what his name is. They're both daft. Daft devil and daft elf. Just throws his hands up in frustration and stomps off. I'm assuming she left the bag of holding on the table, or did she
Yes.
just take
Yeah.
all the
I know,
work?
right? She just took everything, all the gold.
Just-
And I'm assuming they took, besides the circlet of unicorns, they took all their magic stuff with them, like all
Oh,
their
yeah,
equipment and all
They
that.
took all of their other stuff they took, yeah.
We need a. Where is that master list for the bag of holding? Is it still a PDF, or was it like only in her notebook?
I'll ask her for it.
Right. Well, I'm like, it's not like they don't exist. Like I see
Yeah,
Rachel
yeah.
like.
No, I'll get it for. I do have a bag of holding that is in Foundry, but I'll find out from her.
Yeah, once we confirm that it's fully up to date, I can be the one to.
Oops.
I'll take care of it, guys. Don't worry.
Sorry, everybody. You see, Arik right now was not moved from this screen, so he's just like floating in
What
the
happened?
middle of the. He's just floating in the middle of the thing. I'm just gonna move you. We're just
Oh,
gonna
nice.
nonchalant. This is just very nonchalant as we say thank you to everybody who's gonna disappear behind this little wall. I could do it faster, but now I'm not going to because it's just it is what it is at this point.
I wish I did like the stepping, like going down the stairs type thing.
Step in. Okay, so thank you to everybody who hung out. We appreciate, not just me, we all appreciate our donors. Thank you to Devani V for the $10 donation. Thank you so much. We appreciate that so much.
That's cool.
Initiative League for the biddies. Oh, and we just missed another 500 biddies. Thank you so much, Karmatic Fate. I believe that is a new name that I have not seen. You get to give somebody a 1d6 inspiration that they can use on attacks, saves, and skill checks. And damage, I think, was one of the things I added to that, but that's the reason why it is 500 bits, because you can add 1d6 to your damage, too. Keep that in mind.
That's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's new.
So thank you so much for that. And our new followers, Karmatic Fate. There you go, new follower. Pixels Imperfect, Devani V, and King Kickass 126. Thank you so much. Our subs and resubs.
Nice name.
Resub D&D 214 Dice, who definitely, if you're still out there, please do share your link to your magazine, craftinggeeks.com/magazine. You should definitely go check it out. 74 pages of all geekery. It is awesome and was just released on April 1st. Actually, let me see if I can just really quickly type it. craftinggeeks.com/magazine. Can I spell? craftinggeeks.com/magazine. Give it to the dwarf. The dwarf has the 1d6.
Oh, yay.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
See dwarf.
Give it to the dwarf.
So we oh, and then thank you to our raids, the Compound Network and Eos Raconto. Thank you so much for raiding us this evening. This was a long session. As mentioned, we did temporarily, hopefully, fingers crossed, lose 2 of our players. So we will be a party of 5 going forward for hopefully until we get into our studio.
Typically, Annie is here.
Yes, typically Annie is here. She had to disappear due to part of the reason why we're all kind of hoping we can get into the studio sooner than later. But yes, please do check out our merch store. Please do check out our Patreon. I am gonna say we did just get another $5 patron from Could Have Been Heroes. So thank you so much for that.
Nice.
It was a smart move to expand the $5.
Yeah, so our Purdy 30s has been expanded to include Could Have Been Heroes. We actually already have a card for them, so even better. They're already there, and we'll just keep them there. It's great. And
3 slots remaining, everyone.
2.
Well, 2.
Oh, 2 now.
2 now.
Deuce.
2, that's right. Yeah, I can't count.
Going like hotcakes. Whatever hotcakes might be.
And so, and all of our patrons get access to our VODs 2 weeks in advance. We also have some behind the scenes stuff coming and more character backstory development and all of that fun stuff. We've got a whole city that's being written in the background, Sea Hall. And
I'm still working on it, and I'm hoping that me and Cuba tomorrow can work on the Jiggle Shrimp Tavern finally. I'll write something up for it, and Cuba can get to illustrating it once I flush that out.
Yeah.
Oh, hotcakes are just pancakes? I totally thought there was something
Yeah.
about a different type of
No, I
food.
think
hotcakes
it's-
are just pancakes.
Isn't that? Yeah, it's what they call them in. Is that what they call them in the South? Hotcakes?
Who the hell knows?
I can't remember.
I do see that Initiative League is live. I don't know if this is like a long-term thing, but we're gonna go raid Initiative League because they always raid
Yeah.
us, and we
Let's do
never
it.
get to raid them
Absolutely.
back. So
And remember, our merch store is on sale Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. So get on that if you want some merch.
thank you.
I will have the orgasm up there. Promise.
Thank you, everybody. We are going to raid Initiative League. let's go with our 19 viewers. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And we will see you on Tuesday for the Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated, continuing with the Hunted anthology, DM'd by Cuba. So, we will see you then, and thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.